Epicurean smokes, where the good times burn.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Steven here from Epicurean Smokes. Today we're going to be fixing some cigars. I've got two cigars right now that are pretty damaged, that need a little help. And you know, they're expensive enough that I don't want to just chuck them. So I have three products here. One is GlueGar, which is the style that kind of comes in a pen with a twist cap. Another is Ciglue, which also has a similar design. And the other one is PerfecRepair. This is the same company that makes the Perfect Draw tool. And so they have their own pectin type glue. So we're gonna get into doing this repair and see how each of these compares. Before we do that though, we're gonna give a quick shout out to our channel sponsors, Aixpi and Into the AM. Aixpi makes some great cigar accessories. Into the AM makes some really great clothing. So check out the hyperlinks in the description section below and you'll find the channel discount code, that's Epicurean10, for 10% off with each of those retailers. So let's get into the repair. All right, so here we are at the workstation. We got a couple cigars here. One of them is the La Polina Family Series Miami Pasha, which comes in this really cool coffin. And unfortunately, when I got it, despite its nice packaging and padding, you'll see that basically the whole upper portion of this cigar is damaged. So that is a big repair, and the cigar wouldn't be kind of very smokable with that type of damage. So this is kind of a more extensive repair. When you look at something like this that's split in this way, it looks like the binder has swollen, causing that wrapper on the outside to crack. It doesn't seem as much like mechanical, like impact damage as something like this might be. So we have here some cap damage, and we have some on the wrapper here, but this is an unbanded Bahique 58 from Cuba. So this is getting smoked. Like there's no way around that. So we're gonna use some of our products to fix it. Now for a small repair like this, where we're gonna work some glue under that wrapper and just stick it down, we don't really need much other than the products. Now you can mix up your own mixture of pectin at home if you don't want to buy any, but this is kind of we're going to be talking about these products. So I personally always keep some tobacco around, and so this will be remnants from old cigars, and so I leave it with a Boveda pack in there because I want it to be nice and pliable, and I generally will save different shades of leaf so that I can try to match a cigar that I'm repairing. You don't have to do this. This is just kind of like over-the-top cigar nerd stuff. But little remnants of tobacco can be really helpful. And I do personally, just because I want it to age like the stuff in the humidor does, I do generally leave some cedar in my little mini Tupperware that I use for the tobacco remnants. So let's do the easy one first. So that would be kind of this big tear. And we'll start with some GlueGar. This was kind of one of the early products that I'd seen, I don't remember, on eBay or Amazon. And their slogan is "Stop smoking, spit." And so kind of has its intention for rolling certain things and using this to seal it. And so it has the twist down, and if I test on my thumb there, you can see there's some glue at the end of the brush. And so just by lifting this edge of that wrapper, you can do it either with the brush or with your finger, and you can work the glue under the wrapper like that. And I'm just gonna kind of paint it underneath. And I also will paint down the seam of the leaf there, right under the edge of the wrapper, because this is where it will unravel if it's going to. So it's more about kind of getting that edge and then sticking it down. I also will kind of paint over the crack itself because I don't want it to draw air in as the cigar is being smoked. And so we've got a little dab on that side of the tear. And so this will dry. These dry relatively quickly. You know, you could, if you wanted to, smoke them kind of within the next, you know, 5, 10, 20 minutes or so if you wanted or needed to. This is something, and this is true of all of these products, this is something that you could keep in your lounge bag and use if a cigar was starting to go, kind of unraveling while you're smoking it. So now we've got another one up here. So we'll switch over to a different product and we can kind of compare them. This one is the Perfect Draw, PerfecRepair, and it is kind of a little thicker stuff. So this is kind of the more old school, like 100% natural food grade pectin, and it's got a metal BB in there. So you can hear it as you shake it up, and that BB helps you mix the product. And when you take it out, it's kind of like a nail polish container. And so you got a little bit on the brush, and you can get these areas around where the cap has cracked here. We're gonna, again, make sure that we get up underneath, because that's what's gonna stick it down. And most of this won't really matter because we're gonna cut the cap, but we're not gonna cut it down this far. So that floppy piece of wrapper right there, we wanna stick that down. I've laid it on pretty thick there. It doesn't need to go on quite that thick. But kind of between this area that's been repaired, this area that's been repaired, this cigar is not gonna have any issues. Now, if I wanted to kind of make it a little more pretty, I could glue over a piece of wrapper like this. So that kind of gives you an idea of the aesthetic. And if I really care how it looks, I'll make sure, and you'll see I've cut this from the last repair I've done, where I have a flat edge here. And so you can even line up the flat edge so it matches as you roll it on. But I won't do that. This is strictly for me, so we've got that guy there. But this one would do much better with a patch. So let's get into some Ciglue. So this is a new tube of Ciglue. This actually just came to me from Ciglue, so they sent this in, so thanks for that, guys. And I think this one, we gotta get our clicks down. And there it is, we got some glue on the end. And again, we'll start underneath, painting against the binder, and getting that whole wrapper covered in glue. Now this material is a bit thinner than what you'll find on the Perfect product, but it seems to work pretty nicely, and it's pretty easy to work with. This is my first time using Ciglue, so I'm doing it on camera. We're doing it live. And get the other side in here, and you can see kind of as I'm lifting this, get some more glue on there, painting it. Yeah, most likely related to the binder here, just puffing up. You'll see that with rapid expansion of humidity in shipping. So this one just arrived today. So we certainly won't lose air. This is kind of, it's most likely smokable, but it's not real pretty. And so, but this has essentially saved this cigar because you'd likely have quite a bit of airflow through there. But let's test some shades. Let's see if we've got, that's a pretty close shade of wrapper here. This one's going to be a little too dry to use. I like that piece. I don't need this stem here, so I'm just going to pull that off. And I like the cut of your jib. I like the look of this. So that's going to be a nice patch. So I just kind of stuck it on so you can see. So let's find the right angle to put it on. Yeah, that's going to be nice. Okay, so we'll paint underneath, get our patch applied. Again, it's not going to be pretty, but it will certainly hold on better than just this giant crack. Pull that across here because we do have a long sideways crack going this way. So I'm going to apply this underneath. It's like paper mache for cigars. Grab a little tool here, and we can even tuck it . All right. So if you remember what that big old cracked area looked like when we started, now with a nice patch, it's a much less unsightly cigar. It's a bit of a Frankengar, but I think that this undoubtedly will function with the patch on it. And I think honestly once it dries, because it'll dry kind of closer in tone, this one is wet. But I think you've essentially got a salvaged cigar that's not going to really draw too many eyes because it won't have a big old crack out the back. But in any case, I'm happy with all these products. I think they all kind of have slightly different consistency. I think Ciglue goes on kind of the thinnest, so it's really easy to use and it dries really fast. So I like Ciglue. GlueGar kind of goes on wet and stays wet a little longer, so you can kind of manipulate it a little better. And you can get kind of a thicker coat with Perfect Draw without having to twist down and get more glue like in this style. So if you like a brush style, Perfect Draw is the other one with their PerfecRepair product. So these are the three that I generally use. I figured since I was going to repair these guys anyway, that I'd let you watch and kind of give you the rundown. So hopefully that's helpful to somebody. If you have any questions, definitely drop them down in the comments. Let me know. I'm happy to answer questions. Otherwise, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and Patreon. Patreon's where all those new release videos go. You don't have to wait for premieres if you check out the Patreon. Thanks again. Bye.
So till next time, keep